What's up, guys? Army-Firedawg is back again, and been a crazy week. I know this week's already started, but referencing last week. But anywho, today I actually have the review video for you of the Fiio, their X5 3rd generation. This has been probably one of the most requested products you guys have ever sent my way, and asking for me to review and asking my opinion, or how does this compare to that, etc. And thanks to Fiio, I'm finally able to provide that for you. So anywho, how about we jump into the review, shall we? And of course, I like to start with the construction. So the overall construction of which is very, very high. I'm very pleased with how Fiio presented their X5 3rd Gen and how they really didn't take any shortcuts in the construction of this. You have this really nice and large touchscreen that's nice and sensitive. It's not too out of the way. It's perfect for this screen. It's actually quite large in the good way. The front of it, or excuse me, while looking at it, the right side holds your power button. Moving down, holds your two 256 gigabit micro SD cards. And as I said, there's two of them. So it's a total of 512 gigabits. There is no internal memory, so it's only what you put on your micro SD cards. Moving on to the left side, again, while facing it, you have your play and pause button, your incredibly sensitive volume knob, which I will get onto later, and then your track select. Now, I was incorrect in my unboxing video because I said the front goes forward, or the top goes forward, and the bottom goes back. It is reversed. The bottom goes forward, and then the top goes to the previous track. Moving down to the bottom, you of course have your line and coax output, your 3.5mm headphone jack, your 2.5mm balanced headphone jack, and then your micro USB charging port. Very, very simplistic. I mean, it's a very straightforward design, and honestly, I have zero complaints with the construction. Not even a bit. Fiio hit this thing right on the head. Very, very well done. So next, let's move down and talk about the features that is present in the Fiio X5 3rd Gen. Okay, so first off, I'll go ahead and start over here where I left off, was the volume knob. The volume knob goes from 0 to 120, and unlike my LG V20 and just about every phone I've ever had, it actually goes up in one-click intervals. See if my camera can get that for you. There it is. And that goes all the way up to 120. And it is a quite powerful amplifier. It has powered everything as sensitive as my Empire Ears Hermes, and I'll get to the results of that in the sound section, but it powers my Empire Ears Hermes just fine. It powers respectably. I mean, it still plays it nice and loud, but it's not meant for those kinds. But it powers the Sennheiser HD650s just fine. But it played exceptionally well with about the middle impedance range, like the Meze Headphones 99 Classics and the Bowers & Wilkins P7s. Those middle average impedance headphones, the Fiio X5 3 paired by far the best with. Continuing on, again, you have your very sensitive touch screen. The only thing I honestly used in this entire time was Tidal. That's the only app I used. I used Tidal and then the music. I didn't browse the internet. I got on the market only to download Tidal. That's about it. But it is Wi-Fi capable, which that is essentially the feature I was trying to get out in a roundabout way. That for me has taken the spot on what I'm looking for. My new go-to I want to look for in any future DAP products I purchase is if they're Wi-Fi compatible, so I can have Tidal or any other audio apps I so choose. Now, getting to that actually brings me to my first negative, is the process of downloading Tidal was a pain in the butt. For what it should have been. Like if I download Tidal on my phone or any other whatever device, I just go to the store, click download, it's done. On this thing, I had to go to Fiio Market, download the APK file. Once the APK file was downloaded, then I had to like open it up so that the device could read the file. Then I had to re-download the Tidal in an APK format, and then it finally turned into the normal app. That took me, all that probably took me right about 5-ish minutes Just doing that, not counting the download times, just getting that done. Just to download an app was ridiculous. So that's my only irritation I've had with the Fiio and all of the features it has. Another really cool feature this has is it is Bluetooth. Now granted, I did not personally test it. I tried, my entire review was with wired headphones, so I cannot attest to that. But it is a incredible feature to at least offer. Very few DAPs, especially with how this thing performs, which again I'll get onto in my next section, is incredible. Like how Fiio put all that into this and only charged, I think they go for $400, is awesome. Very impressive job, which that's probably why Fiio has been making a name, or such a good name for itself, this last couple of years. And with the Android operating systems, you get all those really cool things you can do with a normal phone. You can download what you want. You can probably play small, I wouldn't recommend it, but technically you can. Little small games here and there. You can browse YouTube, watch the YouTube music, or listen to music on YouTube. It's just really cool things you can do as far as customizing how you want this to be, whether it be putting photos or pictures on here, technically even movies. Alright, now with the features aside, let's move on down to what y'all care most about, and that is the sound quality of the X5. The sound quality of the Fiio is absolutely incredible. It has lived up to, I mean, the very first time I plugged in a headphone, the first headphone I actually plugged in was my Empire ears. That's with DAPs, it's the first thing I tried because I need to know, can they handle super sensitive IMs? Unfortunately, the X5 III does not do good with super sensitive IMs. It doesn't do bad. However, it's not a pitch black background. You do hear some hiss and static, essentially, in the lower volumes, or if you pause it. Now, when you play it, it all but goes away. So it's not bad, however, it is still present. And like I said, about the $400 price range it goes for, it is unfortunate. I personally believe that shouldn't be an issue at what price that's asking, but it is very common. I think I've only tried like 1 or 2 digital audio players that do not have that problem. Now, going back to the sound. The sound reproduction was so nice. I heard impressive details that competed with even my shit Bifrost, the 4490. And I'm thinking, this is stupid. It's about the same price, but I can play headphones with it. I can take it on the go. And the difference is absolutely minimalistic. Like, I have to really focus to A-B determine the differences. And the only one I can really go on to is actually probably is that the Bifrost has a much darker background and it has a wider soundstage. The separation, or no, excuse me, the vocals are slightly more, not forward, but they're more lively, if I can make it out in the Bifrost, than on this. But it's not like night and day. It's a flavor of juice. So that really is a huge bonus for this. Now, going on to the soundstage and imaging, or the overall characteristics. Horn instruments, oh my gosh. That is by far the best sounding device, aside from my new DAC I have, for pinpointing the most beautiful reproduction of horns. Whether it be a trumpet, whether it be a sax, oh my gosh, saxophones are amazing. Or flutes are really nice too. Anywho, just the horn family of instruments sound so good on the X5 III. I truly enjoy that. And a very close second is string instruments. I know I'm kind of summing up everything, but those two in particular sounded just outstanding on the X5 III. Vocals were okay. Vocals sounded, everything was very transparent. There was too much coloration as far as audio goes, but the string instruments and horns just really shined with this. Great songs I listened to was actually the cello song by the Piano Guys. I listened to quite a bit of Yanni. Yanni was great. For All Seasons is a great one to listen to try out. And Lindsey Sterling, actually all of her music really spotlighted on the X5 III. Bass control was acceptable. I didn't feel like I was awed by the bass. I just felt like the bass reproduction didn't take away or add to what the headphones can do themselves. So if I can summarize the sound, I'm kind of bouncing here and there, but it's very hard describing a DAP and separating what the DAP does from what sound characteristics I get from the headphones. But in general, I think the Fiio X5 III, the third generation of the X5, it really puts an emphasis on instruments of again, the horn and the strings, or just what frequency range those lie into. But the treble, I think, is emphasized quite a bit. I think that treble is more forward, while the mids and bass are more or less flush. And it's not huge in the treble range, it's just enough to accent those particular frequency ranges that the string instruments and horns lie in. But to conclude my review of the Fiio X5 third generation is that Fiio hit a grand slam. I don't even watch baseball, so I don't know why I use that analogy, but for what it's worth, they just knocked it out of the park with this DAP. Their construction is incredible. The unboxing experience was very memorable, and it's just very professional. It was a very great experience with that. The features that are present, it being Wi-Fi, my gosh, that is incredible. I love that feature. And including and I did confirm, I actually contacted Fiio. The plastic case that I opened originally does come stock with the new X5 III. You don't just get the leather case, you get the leather and the clear plastic piece. So you can choose whichever one you want. And including not just the plastic case, but also this nice leather case is a huge bonus for me personally. That is Fiio going the extra mile to provide great customer service and a great customer experience for their product. And every time a company does that or manufacturer does that, goes volumes with at least me personally. I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, that goes a long ways. The sound quality and power it can drive is, again, very impressive for how small this is and the price point. Like I said, it's the same price as my shit Bifrost $44.90. The difference is very minimal. So I can have almost what I get from the Bifrost, but portable and a lot more features. So that's really speaking volumes. The sound is very transparent with a slight nod to the treble range and more emphasis on the horn and string instruments. And then the final bit is it offers not only the single-ended jack, but the balance output jack is a great feature that those who have a balance setup can take advantage of, because I have a couple DAPs around here that only offer the standard single-ended output. So it offering both of those, again, great add-on for not really increasing the price. $400 for what you get with the X5 III. I honestly think that's selling it cheap. I truly do. But my thoughts of the Fiio X5 III. I don't have the KN i5 or a few of the other DAPs I've reviewed, but I will say though that the new X5 III from Fiio has now been my new favorite DAP of choice. It fulfills everything I'd want, and I really wish I could do a comparison video with the KN i5 and the X5 III. The only difference between the two I can think of is a very similar soundstage. However, the KN is a much more warmer, more relaxing experience, while the X5 is more of an accurate, more of a analytical experience. But again, I cannot do a full true comparison without having both present. With that being said, if y'all have any questions or if there's anything I may have missed or overlooked, please hit me up in the comments down below. Please keep hitting me up with those songs you like. One of you guys who actually gave me a list of the songs they use and actually explained why you choose those, my friend, thank you. I've listened to about half of those and truly listened. And you hit what you look for them spot on. So to you, I give an especially big thank you to you. I'm not kidding. I do appreciate that. And to more of you guys, please let me know what songs you listen to. And actually do it my last gentleman did. And tell me why you like those particular ones. But guys, that's all for the review of the Fiio X5, the third generation. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video. That does help me out a whole lot. If you know anyone else who's been looking at the Fiio, like I said, this has been a very requested product. Please share it and let them see it, and hopefully that can I can offer what help I can to them as well. But as always, guys, my name is Army-Firedawg. It has truly been a pleasure, but most importantly, and please I ask of you, my friends, stay safe.